guys, it's Natalie Brathwaite and we are on Daily Tours. And I say we because it's you, me, and everyone else. Alright? So I'm happy that you all could join me for this time when we can encourage each other, propel each other into that life of nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing broken, and living a transformed life. This vlog is for legacy, not only for us today who need the encouragement or who need the ability to think a different thought, but for those who are yet to come, for those who are yet born, for those who are yet in need of this word. Alright, so guys, the thought today started when I was considering the wise men as stated in the Bible. I was considering everything that was surrounding them following the star to where Jesus was born. And these questions arose, and it led me to think and to ask God some questions that, to me, just rightfully, made sense, So let's go. Remember, you can like the video, you can share the video, and you can subscribe to the channel so every time a new video is uploaded, you will be notified as such. Alright guys, come on, let's go together with this thought. Yeah? Okay. So I was thinking, how dark does it have to be for a person or persons to see a star among stars in the sky that would be so bright enough to lead them, to guide them on their journey to a particular spot where Jesus was born. So that thought was there, did it have to be extra dark so that they would notice this one star, or is it that star had to be extra bright? I wasn't so sure, but I was, kind of thinking about the idea of how did they really, how they were able to actually navigate this journey, following the star and not being misdirected by another star or anything like that. Alright, so that was my first question. The other question was how committed one has to be to follow something not knowing where or how far it will take them. Yeah? So you understand the question? How committed a person has to be to follow something not knowing how far or exactly where they are going. They did not know exactly where. They were just given a very, what should I say? A very big picture kind of direction. They got the big picture, they didn't get the fine print. You understand? So how committed does somebody have to be able to just follow that sort of big picture direction? How desperate for direction, revelation, and fulfillment one has to be to instantly follow a command that is not packed with PowerPoints, illustrations, anything like that, but simply a command to follow an object that you cannot even touch nor relate to or communicate with. Now, I know I just said a mouthful, but guys, just think about it. Remember, first of all, it was spoken about for many years about the Messiah coming and so on. No one knew the Messiah was coming as a baby. They probably thought the Messiah was going to be some big king in some palace or something like that. That's what they probably envisioned. So for them to be told that big picture instruction, it must have clicked some type of thing inside them saying, I really want to see this Messiah, because we heard about it for so long, but they did not even know how this whole thing was going to unravel. There was no step-by-step PowerPoints as to how it was going to unravel. So they had to be really desiring that revelation or that fulfillment of the promise that they have been hearing about so long, and desperate for that directive to be able to see that fulfillment of what they heard about. Now in the Bible, I've never seen stated that these people were Christians or whatever. I didn't see that stated, so I don't know if these people were actually Christians or if they were just people who was willing enough and obedient enough in their heart to really just follow this big picture instruction. So these questions that came to my mind when I thought of the wise men, as they were called in the Bible, these were the questions that came to my mind. I thought to myself, is that the type of obedience that God is looking for? Because these people did not ask God for the step-by-step. They did not, like in the situation with Moses, when he was told to go to Pharaoh so that he could free the people of the children of Israel and so on. He had so many different things to say because before he actually obeyed and followed through on what God had told him to do. And if you think about us on a daily, sometimes God tells us things to do, like really simple things, and we ask so many questions before we could really do it. But when I was surveying these three men, I was like, this must be the type of obedience that God is truly looking for from each of us as children of God, as people who just want to please God, who just want to honor God. He wants us to just take his directions as given and follow through, because that means that we trust him. That means that we don't have to know all the fine print to be obedient to what he's saying, because we know that he wants the best for us. So we know that every direction he gives us is for us to get to that place of his best, or walk in that path of his best. So I was just like, wow, I've never considered that these wise men were what should I say, the standard for obedience. Yeah, I was like, these wise men are the standard for obedience. And so I was talking to God, I was like, this is what you're looking for, like, is this really what you're looking for? And if this is the standard of obedience, then have I really been obedient? I started to ask myself some questions now, like, Natalie, have you really been obedient to God? Because if this is the standard of obedience, then you have some work to do, child. You need Jesus to really work a little more in you. Come on, girl, get it together. And I was like, these wise men, like, didn't stop and say, well, okay, we need to prepare, or they were just ready, because they went with gifts and whatever. So they were just like staying ready for whatever is next. And I'm thinking, this is what God wants from us, that we must always be in a position of readiness in our hearts, readiness, in our living, just being ready for whatever he tells us is our next step to take in order to fulfill his perfect plan in our lives. So it's not that when he gives us an instruction, oh, okay, I need to go back and pick up this, so I need to go and do that in order to do what you tell me to do is right instantaneously. He wants us to have that trust and that obedience, that we would instantaneously, when he tells us to do whatever he says to do, know that we have everything that we need to execute what he has asked us to do. Because he wouldn't ask us to do something that we are incompetent and incapable of doing. The problem is we start to think, okay, well, it needs to be done this way or that way. If God tells you to do something, do it exactly as he says, no questions asked. Now this is for me too. Right? It's not just for you, this is for all of us. Alright, so guys, I hope that you take this nugget today and it will help you and it will transform your lives. Go out into the world and live a transformed life just as I am trying to do each and every day. Love you guys. See you.